you suggesting that I killed my wife? You're saying that I crushed her skull and that I shot her? How dare you? When I came home, there was a man in my house. I fought with this man. He had a mechanical arm. You find this man. You find this man.
Welcome, everyone, back to another edition of Let's Take 5 Wrap-Up Edition, where we are going to be covering Harrison Ford. The previous films we covered were Star Wars and Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Witness, The Fugitive, and Blade Runner 2049. If you can't tell by the tone of my voice, the wrap-up version is usually a little informal. We're tired, you know. It's late in the afternoon. We've talked about Harrison Ford now, and we're winding down, and we're just, what are some of those nuggets out there that we didn't talk about? And we're going to talk about those now.
And I'm Austin Luger.
Oh, yeah, and he's Austin Luger, and I'm Eric Martindale. Did I already say that?
Nope.
I'm Eric Martindale.
Nice.
And welcome to Let's Take 5.
It's always weird how you say Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. It's not like Star Wars Episode 5 The Empire Strikes Back.
That movie's never A New Hope to me.
No, you would say Star Wars and Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying Star Wars : The Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
Not Star Wars Episode 5 :
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, no, Star Wars, yeah. Because it's because the original Star Wars, if I'm hearing you correctly, that's just Star Wars to me.
Yeah, that's fine. This is more of like, it's weird not to hear the Episode 5. It's like,
oh, well, the episode is bullshit. I mean, the episode got added, like, in the 90s. They were an episode before.
Well, that's when I saw them. So when I first saw Star Wars the first time, it was on like a VHS, and my parents showed it to me.
That was when that edition's where they added the episode.
Yeah, and I thought they were trying to show you Star Trek, which always looked boring to me. So I was like I don't want to watch Star Wars. It's stupid. Don't watch anything else right now. Jokes on that, so it was awesome. But even like as it began, Star Wars Episode 4, I'm like, well, why aren't we watching the first one?
Yeah.
It's 97. There's no first one.
Yeah, I think he added that later. Was part of the plan, to
do all this again.
Yeah, because they had all those interviews with Leonard Moulton in front of those VHSs too.
It was very easy to know when to fast forward.
Oh my god, they were agonizing. Leonard Moulton's an awful interviewer.
He has a weird charm of like basically being the most inoffensive critic in the world.
He's kind of a boring writer too. I was going to say,
pretty boring writer. Like he's just fine.
Yeah,
he's best known for that giant ass thick paperback of like every review ever, which wasn't really reviews, more of like this film 3 stars. Here's the cast, and here's one sentence where I go, it's a good one. That's it.
Yeah,
but it was still awesome and thick, and I read it a lot as a kid. But
it's a good bathroom reader.
Oh yeah, we'll just look up and like, what's the film I've already seen? He got that wrong. It should have been 4 stars.
That's funny, and you've seen just about every movie, so.
Thanks to that book. I started at, I don't know.
So let's see. Well, this
Alibi,
impressive films we did, okay?
It's some heavy hitters.
Okay, Star Wars, 4-star movie. Empire Strikes Back, 4-star movies. Mm-hmm. Raiders of the Lost Ark, 4-star movie. Witness, debatable, 4-star movie. The Fugitive, 4-star movie. Blade Runner 2049, 4-star movie. To me. So
you give Fugitive 4 stars?
What?
You give Fugitive 4 stars?
I would. I think it's a 4-star action film. I mean, maybe I'm considering the genre too much there. Mm-hmm. I think it's a 4-star action movie. I looked up. I usually always, which is standard to me, is to look up Ebert's reviews because they're definitely not the least offensive reviews ever. And
that guy can write.
The guy's an incredible writer. He gave The Fugitive 4 stars.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, he gave Witness 4 stars. Actually, now to think about it, he gave every film on here 4 stars except for Blade Runner 2049 because he's dead. But so I don't know what his opinions actually were on the original Blade Runner. I don't know where he stood.
Oh, I think he liked it quite a bit.
Yeah. Well,
or did he?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have a feeling he'd have given it 4 stars, though. So that, as far as like a collection of films, that's some really good stuff. I don't even think that as far as the 5, because it felt like this rounded out his career pretty well. I don't think that. And that's what we go for. We don't say, here are the 5 best films. That's never been the point of this podcast. But, those 5 films are better than the Spielberg 5, maybe. I mean, maybe not collectively because you got Schindler's List in there and Jaws, but, like, when you consider each film on an individual basis. So
Ebert gave Original Blade Runner 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. So he was right. It's the worst film of his films, even though we didn't cover that one.
It's funny because I'm watching films every week for this or the Immortals, and this is the 5 that I kind of kept forgetting was for a podcast because there would just be films that like I would just watch with Sarah.
Right. Okay.
I'm like, this is fun.
Yeah.
And she hadn't seen The Fugitive before. She hadn't seen 2049 before. So, which is fun, just to kind of revisit them because they're not like insulting action movies. It's kind of like, Harrison Ford has plenty of stinkers, and we can talk about Firewall. We can all talk about Firewall for days, can't we?
Sabrina.
Sabrina's not bad.
Is it not?
That's all right. You seen it?
Yeah, it was really boring.
I mean, it was him.
It's a remake.
It was him playing the Bogart character in the Billy Wilder movie, and no, it's not as good as a Billy Wilder comedy. Don't remake Billy Wilder comedies.
Probably shouldn't go there.
But I thought he was a bit charming, especially because, like, I mean, his it's a love triangle, and the other guy is Greg Kinnear. The guy who loses the most love triangles. Yeah, it's him and the guy who plays Cyclops in X-Men. If those two are in a film, they're not getting the girl at all.
That's true, because he's the guy in the Notebook also, right?
No, wait, was he in the Notebook?
Yeah, he is. He's the guy in the Notebook, and he's the guy in X-Men who loses that love triangle. Enchanted.
Greg Kinnear loses the love triangle, and like you've got Mail and that Hugh Jackman movie with Ashley Judd.
And kind of in as good as it gets, even though he's gay.
Oh yeah, he still loses.
He still loses.
But he's with Cuba Gooding Jr. That's not great.
Yeah.
I want to make a movie where those two are the love triangles, and then the girl ends up with neither of them.
Yeah.
I want to remake broadcast news. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but there are good films of his that we didn't talk about.
Oh, sure. I mean, Air Force One is great.
Yeah, we were talking about that. You know, it's kind of funny.
It's like what 90s, like, because in the 90s...
It was going to get slotted for 4 here. Because out of the 5, we're like The Fugitive, Air Force One.
I mean, he's in 2 Jack Ryan films.
That's right.
Which I do not think are that great. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it was still like... He was always still like an action movie mode. Mm-hmm. It was kind of funny because whereas, like, we have very few kind of action stars like that anymore, where they kind of like run their own franchise. I mean, it's just what like Tom Cruise still does.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise, the short, bald-headed English guy, Jason Statham.
He's kind of stopped in the past 5 years, right? Those kind of fizzled out.
Right, but he had it.
Yeah.
I mean, it stopped for Harrison Ford, too.
You know who's now taking over the bald role is The Rock.
Yeah.
But he's going for very, like, family-friendly action stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Harrison Ford in the 90s, it was like, we're going to do this now. You go for him over, like, Jack Ryan as a character. And especially since he's, like, he's going to be like middle aged, right, in the 90s, and he, unlike Tom Cruise or The Rock, he has a more normal body. I always feel like he's not like insanely jacked. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, The Rock couldn't play, Richard Kimball from The Fugitive. That would be silly as hell.
Yeah, that's like Arnold Schwarzenegger playing anyone in any of his movies.
Well, that's not true, but yeah.
It is for Jingle All the Way, where this guy...
Well, no, there are some movies, yes. Kindergarten Cop, even. I understand he's a cop, but come on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But the Terminator, yeah.
No, Terminator, for sure. Predator, for sure.
Yeah.
Other one-word 80s titles. Mm-hmm. But no one looks at him as a fraternity clinic guy and then Junior.
Yeah.
Every film should always begin with, I'm sorry, are you Austrian? When did you move here?
Yeah, I know. It's goofy.
But Harrison Ford is like almost like the more relatable like guy, right? Action hero. Like he isn't like.
Yeah, I think that's
he's not super buff.
What's what drew people to John McClane from Die Hard?
Sure.
You know, because it's the guy, it's the everyday man in the extraordinary situation that does extraordinary things, right, to survive.
And Harrison Ford over Bruce Willis has a more likable asshole persona.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Like, I don't know Bruce Willis in real life, and I've never really looked up a Bruce Willis interview, but he's got to be an asshole.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Come on, it's Bruce Willis.
We can slander him now.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and I think that's part of Harrison's Ford charm, because, I mean, Han Solo, Indiana Jones, we noted in those episodes, like, they are grisly assholes, and especially in late Deckard, as we're seeing in 2049. I still think one of my favorite like instances of filmed magic, I mean that literally, is that David Blaine special where he goes around to celebrities' houses. He was like, oh, he's messing with the Breaking Bad guys, and those guys still are charming as hell, and Will Smith is, artificially charming because I'm pretty sure he's a robot. Mm-hmm. But it gets to Harrison Ford, who's very clearly stoned, as he tends to be. David Blaine does, I think, one of the coolest magic tricks I've ever seen him do. and Harrison Ford has an honest-to-God religious experience, like, cries a little bit and then says, "Get the fuck out of my house."
I've seen it. It is pretty... It's a really crazy moment.
It's amazing. And Harrison Ford wants him to leave.
Yeah. It's not playing up for the camera.
It's not awkward to watch because you just know... He's like a grandpa. Like, he's not hug him.
Watching Harrison Ford play Uncharted 3 was amazing.
Was that real, or did I hear like that was like... Was that a real thing?
Oh, no, it was. I think it was real, but it was an advertisement.
Yeah.
It was definitely used as an advertisement. But.
Which is fun, because if you don't know the Uncharted series, it is essentially sillier Indiana Jones, of like a bit more wisecracking, but still globetrotting as you just go through the craziest stunt ever, as any vehicle will be destroyed.
He did What Lies Beneath. That was random.
Made by Robert Zemeckis. So you can kind of see
that was Robert Zemeckis.
That was Zemeckis. That was like...
It wasn't a terrible film.
It was fine.
Yeah, Elizabeth Shue was in it, I think.
I thought it was Michelle Pfeiffer. Was it like...
I think it was Elizabeth Shue.
It feels like someone who's like married at...
Well, maybe they're both in the film. But it was weird, because Elizabeth Shue was in a film...
In general,
because no one's seen her since Adventures in Babysitting from 1988.
I think I saw her recently. Michelle Pfeiffer and...
Are you sure Elizabeth Shue isn't in that film?
I mean, she's...
she's not the first, neighbor or something like that?
Not the first 20 in IMDb.
Okay, well, then she's not in there. Regardless, Elizabeth Shue finally got her plug on our podcast.
I would say we'll do a Shue 5, but I've never seen Adventures of Babysitting.
Adventures of Babysitting is awesome. And it's super Chicago. You'd like it. Kind of like The Fugitive. But
she apparently was in Battle of the Sexes last year, a film I did not see because the trailer annoyed me. Okay. She's in Death Wish right now, which I'm sure she has plenty of Bruce Willis stories on set of him not coming to set, maybe.
Him doing whatever he wants.
Piranha 3D, she was in.
But you are good friends with Keith, who worked on Looper, and
it's true.
And Bruce ordered pizza for everybody. So.
He did. Keith Jackson, who worked on Looper, who showed up on the show one day, he actually said that Bruce Willis was actually very well behaved, because it was like, oh yeah, Bruce Willis likes this movie. Like, Bruce Willis went in deciding, this is a script that actually has me act in it. I am interested.
Yeah. It's not like the last two Die Hards, even though I like Live Free and Die Hard, but the movie, it's a stupid movie.
It's stupid, but I think he's actually enjoying it a little bit more. He is actively not giving a shit during Good Day to Die Hard.
Which sucks. It's like, why even agree to do the film? Because they can't do the film without you.
Yeah.
So, you're John McClane. Whatever. So, anyway, getting back to Harrison Ford, he did that, and I was going to say, Air Force One is...
Which, again, is another interesting director. It's Wolfgang Peterson, who made the perfect miniseries Das Boot. And he decided, it's a really, like... It's kind of like The Fugitive, except, like, a couple degrees dumber, but everyone's still playing it straight.
Oh, it's stupid. Yeah. It's stupid dumb from the get-go, because the main action hero is the President of the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just fucking ridiculous.
Hides out in Air Force One. They think that, they got him off. Nope, he's going to stay behind, go down with the ship. He's going to protect the country.
Yeah, and
he's fighting terrorists.
And his daughter. And you have Glenn Close as
Vice President.
The Vice President's.
Villain is Gary Oldman. Random White House guy is William H. Macy.
That's right.
Very much in the late 90s William H. Macy as, like, 10th build, like, kind of thing. It's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's really amusing. It never... The movie's cheesy on principle, but not in practice. Like, it takes its villains super seriously. It takes the stakes, like, super seriously. And
Glenn Close is...
It never winks at the camera.
Is going for me. Gary Oldman, when he gets to be a villain, he will have a lot of fun and be silly, but still threatening.
This is bullshit. Without fuel, the plane crash. Everybody dies. I always remember that scene.
Get off my plane.
Yeah. Okay, so it does wink at the camera a couple times, but...
No, but he wanted him off his plane.
Yeah.
I was very sincere.
Yeah. No, that was, yes.
But,
and Uncharted 3 actively kind of ripped that scene off.
Yeah.
With its own scene where the back of the plane's open and everything, so...
Yeah, don't they have to get up, like, there's two planes in the air, they kind of, like, do, like a rope?
Yeah, or something like
that. They go down, like, a zip line.
Yeah.
Between two planes in the air.
Because that works.
It did.
I saw it. We saw it happen.
They did a good job.
Yeah. Then one of the planes crashes because there's like one of his Secret Service guys is like a traitor and he crashes into the ocean.
Oh, probably
that would hurt.
Yeah. That movie also leads to a very amusing sight gag in, I believe, Scary Movie 4, where Leslie Nielsen's president, and he talks about all of his great presidents before him, and he gets to a giant portrait of President Ford, and it's Harrison Ford from Air Force One.
What's that in?
Scary Movie 4.
Oh, that is really funny. I was going to say, I've seen Scary Movie quite a bit when I was a kid. But
1 is good, 2 is terrible, 3, the airplane guys took over, and I'm going to hope that Scary Movie 3 still holds up. Scary Movie 4 is terrible, except for that one joke that I like.
Ford is Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
It's not like that unlikely now.
No, it's not.
If you're a celebrity, you need to run for president.
I voted today for an election that happened 8 days ago, and it got point like, you know what? I don't think I want to vote for billionaires anymore.
I'm just not going to do it.
It used to be like a
idea. There's a connection here.
Oh,
there's a connection to what you're talking about in the podcast. Sorry to cut you off.
Go for it.
Because J.B. Pritzker, who's running for governor in Illinois, who is a billionaire,
we'll know if he won the primary 8 days ago.
Yeah. By the time you're hearing this, we'll know.
Yeah.
He is related to he I don't remember how, but I think he's the uncle of Harrison Ford's daughter in this film.
Who's the daughter in the film?
Air Force One.
No, who's the daughter?
Oh, the girl from A Little Princess.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
So I saw her on stage, and she was quite good in a very good production of Hamlet. I mean, a fantastic production of Hamlet at Writers Theater. And
Leslie Matthews.
Leslie Matthews is her name. I think she's a Pritzker. I mean, isn't he the heir to the Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines and Hyatt Hotels? Okay, she's a Pritzker then, because she is too. So yeah. It was weird because I saw her on stage and I was like, I've seen her somewhere. I look her up on IMDb and it's like, oh my gosh, she's Harrison Ford's daughter in Air Force One, and she's the girl from A Little Princess. Oh my gosh, she's a billionaire. And then
Little Princess, good movie.
Yeah, good movie. She was good in both, you know. And then she was good on stage when I saw her. So she, as an adult, you know, fine actress. Well,
3 films on IMDb.
That's it. Just Little Princess, Air Force One, and
a movie called Blast, where she's basically named Ears.
Okay. Well, she's still acting. At least she's doing theater.
Yeah.
I mean, which is acting. So she's doing that now. And, yeah, it was quite good. And that production of Hamlet was fantastic. But, yeah, she was Ophelia in Hamlet.
Cool.
And she's a Pritzker who's running for governor.
Yes. He is, may still be.
And he may still be. I'm going to assume he probably is because he's a billionaire.
It's true.
So, anyway.
Look at some more. Harrison Ford... I mean, we talk about how he doesn't try. Sometimes he is having a good time. I think he's abysmally bad. I hate the movie 42, the one about Jackie Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
Harrison Ford decides he's going to do a voice, and he's like a gee whiz southerner.
Oh, no.
And a period piece where he's like, maybe the black guys should play baseball. I'm like, oh... No one told him no. Everyone just was happy he showed up on set with a smile.
Hey, what about his iconic role in Apocalypse Now?
He's good. He gets the file.
He's in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But when I first saw that, I was like...
Yeah, because I was like him getting no.
And he's so young.
Is so good in American Graffiti, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right, American Graffiti.
Because that was like his first real debut.
You were trying to fight for that to be on this 5. I was the one that rejected it.
I mean, it was an idea, but this is the better look at the era. Yeah. That was still him, like, just right before Han Solo. Look at some other films of his.
You fought for it, and I, beat you down like the big dog has to do to the young pup sometimes.
Cowboys and Aliens, no one is carried in that film.
You know, what's weird about that was I feel like Cowboys and Aliens was marketed like it was going to be a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was genre enough.
Well, it was Ford and Bond.
Bond, right.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of thought it, and then everyone went and saw it and went, whoa.
Ooh.
Oof.
I was at a critic screening. It's always when you're watching the opening credits and there's 6 guys listed for writer, and you go, uh-oh.
Yep, here's the problem.
This is not going to ever turn out well.
It's a problem.
Morning Glory, where he plays a grumpy daytime talk show host. Not bad. Pretty simple movie. Him and Rachel McAdams actually have good chemistry together. What else we got? It hurts to say, he's not good in Crystal Skull.
No, I mean, he's really not. No one's really good in that movie, to be honest.
He seems decently happy to be there, but he's not good in it.
Well, it was such a terrible script.
Yes, it was.
I mean...
But also, because they're about to make...
How do you fuck that up? I mean, I'm sorry. Like, it's Indiana Jones. It's not really that complicated. You can add the complexities and layers after you... I'm talking about the damn... What's the thing?
What is the thing?
What is the thing is it shouldn't be that fucking hard. About the only thing you can do to fuck it up would be... And I've probably cussed more right now on this podcast than I have in the past, 5, 10 of these. But all you have to do is, not make it aliens. I mean, seriously.
Well, because that's what's... I've seen it twice, both in theaters. I haven't seen it since. Probably will before 2019. The new one comes out, I guess. But, yeah, it's still unclear whether it's a good thing for the Russians to have the skull, for them to return the skull, or anything. Because... you don't know where you want to put the thing.
You could put a fucking laugh track with that movie in certain parts. I understand that. Listen, I like Temple of Doom. You don't,
correct?
But there are parts about Temple of Doom that I will admit that are kind of silly. But these things verge on some of the stuff that happens in Crystal Skull are borderline on ghastly, egregiously stupid. Other than, don't just bring up the nuclear bomb, because it's not just that. That's the least of that film's worries.
I don't mind that.
Well, okay.
Nuking the fridge, I actually don't mind.
Okay, well, see, I don't really either. When I was watching the film, that really didn't bother me too much. It actually has some cool imagery. What bothered me were, these ants that were more intelligent than, these ants, man. Someone needs to, have them run a maze. It's unbelievable.
It's because they tried, the snakes was the first one, rats in the third one.
Ants?
Ants.
Okay. The monkeys that clearly, get on a side. I understand there was a monkey in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I think that's a little weird, too. But,
that was an evil monkey. That was a Nazi
these monkeys, we watch them talk to each other and formulate a plan and swing on bushes with Shia LaBeouf, or trees, going faster than moving vehicles. Mm-hmm. Other than the sword fight that happened on the music video. Sorry, this is my one-time opportunity on this entire podcast to pick this scab. They fall down 3 waterfalls, in a row, and it's done for comedic relief, but, Indy's hat's still on. It's just dumb. Mm-hmm. And then when I notice when the movie goes, the movie's okay to a point, and then Indy uses a snake as a rope, and then I go, well, that's kind of weird. And then from then on, it's the whole movie shits the bed. Mm-hmm. And there is a quadruple cross in this film by a character no one cares about, the Ray Winstone character, the guy from
I forgot he's in this movie.
Yeah, he does a quadruple cross.
And it's a joke that he keeps betraying everyone.
Yeah, but it's not funny.
No.
Because no one cares about the character. No one knows who he is, no one likes him.
No, I didn't mind the motorcycle chase.
No, because that was cool. Indiana Jones type misadventure. And that kind of worked.
Well, see, I have hope for the new one because Spielberg is someone who hears his own criticism and tries to fix them, and he's still one of our best living filmmakers.
Yeah, everyone blames George Lucas for that anyway.
Yeah, which is hilarious because Spielberg keeps saying openly it was my idea to nuke the fridge, by the way. It's not all George. He likes George.
Well, that's become that thing that people point at,
But I also I think now rewatching Force Awakens in 2049, they've already said that Shia LaBeouf's not going to be in it, which fits into the trilogy of Harrison Ford revisiting his old characters and neglecting his children. So he is set up perfectly how much he's not going to be around for Shia LaBeouf.
Wait, is he his son in the film?
Isn't it? Yeah.
I knew he was taking up the mantle, but I didn't know he would. I honestly don't remember. I haven't seen it since theaters.
I haven't either, but I'm pretty sure it's Karen Allen's kid.
But is that his kid?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Karen Allen's adorable in the movie. She smiles the whole time.
Yeah, she's not great in it, but it's nice to have her back.
Yeah, she just smiles the whole movie, and we just missed Karen Allen's smiles. We're this is great.
It's oh yeah, Karen Allen hasn't been to film since Scrooged.
Yeah.
Now she's back.
Scrooge's great.
And I like Karen Allen, don't get me wrong, but...
Let's look up some more of these films. Firewall, no one remembers that film, including me, who's brought it up a lot.
Clear and Present Danger.
I think that's in the 90s. Hollywood Homicide, him and Josh Hartnett, boring as hell. K-19 The Widowmaker, insanely boring. Mm-hmm. That's a 2.5 hour boring movie.
I remember
by Catherine Bigelow.
I made a huge, big mixture drink. I made out of lemonade and vodka and all this crazy stuff that I had left. This is in college, obviously. And I poured it, and it was the worst mixed drink ever. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, what is this?" And I called it It's the Widowmaker. The K-19.
The Widowmaker.
Yeah. Don't mess with the K-19.
It's really expensive and should not have happened.
Yeah, exactly.
He was in the romantic comedy 6 Days, 7 Nights, which is...
with the one girl that had career for 5
Anne
seconds.
Heche.
Yeah.
It was a movie already where they had no
Longer than I
chemistry.
had one.
And then later on, she came out of the closet and go, yeah.
But then she didn't come out of the closet.
Oh, maybe.
I thought that was ended up being a publicity stunt because like she dated Ellen and then she started dating guys. I could be wrong about that.
Bisexual. I don't know.
Well, but I don't think.
But I think this is one of those movies where I think it like goes down famously of the lead actors hating each other.
Oh yeah,
and like they have to be in a romantic movie together. So they sold the hating part, not the whole like third act part. Yep, Claire was in danger. I never saw him when he did a cameo in the Young Adventure Jones Chronicles. Indiana Jones Chronicles.
He did a cameo on that.
Yeah.
I had some of those, but I never watched them.
They're on like
because if I was going to watch Indiana Jones, I would just watch.
Yeah. Presumed Innocence, not bad. Oh, he is rather good in Working Girl. I finally saw it a few years ago. I enjoyed that movie. Like, I don't know what wave of feminism it is, but it's a really good. Like, Sigourney Weaver's great in that movie
because she's great in everything.
She's great.
She's great in Aliens 3. Okay.
She's always good. Yeah. And then the famous stuff. Star Wars Holiday Special. Talk about that.
That's right. He's in that.
He's drunk. He's like very clearly not sober during that whole shoot.
You know, there are things like obviously this is like infamous now, but usually like things are enjoyable because they're bad. This one's not.
No, it took me 3 sittings to watch it, and every sitting got me on the verge of alcohol poisoning because it is unwatchable.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of bizarre because like. You think, but it stars, even though it's bad, and it is really bad, we'll laugh at how stupid it is. Like, no, it's not Batman and Robin. Like, that I laugh at how stupid it is.
It's worse than...
It's literally not fun.
Yeah,
like, it's just... you're wasting your life.
You are.
I don't have anything else to say.
That's it.
Okay.
So, any final thoughts on Harrison Ford?
He's great. I mean, he's like he's better than advertised now because I think he's been kind of put in a box, which I think he's fine with because that box has made him $500 million. But you know, I don't know how good of an actor he'll be remembered. But you know, like when you're doing best characters of all time, most people will have 3 characters he's played in their top 50 between Deckard, Han Solo, and Indiana Jones. They'd be wrong about Deckard. But they'd be right about Indiana Jones and Han Solo. So, I mean, that's quite an achievement. Most great actors don't get one.
And, I mean, it is a still, nowadays, a rare Hollywood thing to have a star where you go to the movie because of them.
Yeah.
And he had that for a while.
Yeah, I think probably, like Tom Hanks has that. You know, there's a few.
Sure.
Will Smith probably has that. But, yeah, that's not a thing that
had
that, yeah.
He stopped it a couple years ago. Like, he was, like, box office everything. And now... Another Earth, Suicide Squad.
Oh, Another Earth.
Bright on Netflix.
Oh, that's great, though. Bright, the hair's great.
You see the orc
cop movie?
The orc cop movie?
I saw the trailer for it.
Where orcs are a metaphor for racism.
Oh, are they?
Oh, yeah. So it's Will Smith, a black cop, learning about racism of orcs.
I don't see how that doesn't succeed on paper.
Netflix has ordered a sequel.
Did they?
Yeah.
Netflix has more money than we'll ever know because we will never know.
Get the Ponzi scheme. Anyhow, yeah, Harrison Ford, a very fun 5. Now,
close the book on that. We got to rank them.
Oh, let's rank them.
So for me, because we have 2 Star Wars on here, so it'd be Empire Strikes Back.
Star Wars
is my number 1. Then Star Wars. Then Raiders of the Lost Ark. Then Blade Runner 2049. Then The Fugitive. Then Witness. Damn, those are good movies. That's a good 5.
I'll go Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Empire Strikes Back, The Fugitive, Blade Runner 2049, and then Witness, which I still like quite a bit.
Yeah, it's it's 6, but God, it's really good.
Good stuff.
Really good stuff. Okay, so what are we doing next?
Much like how in Apocalypse Now, Harrison Ford handed Martin Sheen a file, we are now going to go to a, not Martin Sheen 5, but he's in the first one.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, that kind of works out.
Oddball.
Yeah. That probably gave it away.
Yes.
Well, maybe not, because most people probably think...
Apocalypse Now. We're not doing that one.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be doing Terrence Malick, the famously recluse director who made a couple films, disappeared for a couple decades, and still like never ever does an interview. He's a fascinating spiritual director, and we're going to be covering his first 5 films, which are in order: Badlands, Days of Heaven, The Thin Red Line, The New World, and they're going to hit for episode 100, The Tree of Life, which I probably rank as the best film of the decade so far. So I got like 2.5 years, but well, I guess wait,
is it of this decade or was it
2010?
Oh yeah, okay.
So that counts for this decade.
Yeah.
Right? So we got 1.5 years to see if anyone beats us.
I think it would. Yeah.
We still got Indy 5, so it could.
Who knows? I would say that December 31st, 2009 was the last.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah. So
it's great stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited about this 5. So we're going to start this off with Badlands on Friday. So get excited for that.
Sounds good.
Until then, leave us a comment at theartofmore.com. Let us know what you think of Harrison Ford. What are some of your favorite films that we didn't cover? We'd love to hear that. Also follow us on Twitter at the Immortals Pod. I'll talk about the podcast next episode. Anything else you want to say?
Adam Lord's music.
Thank you so much for Adam Lord for the awesome Fugitive-inspired opening. Forgot to thank you the best episodes, and I apologize for that. I'm excited to hear what you have for Friday's episode. That's in the future.
That's all I have. Okay, well, my name's Eric Martindale.
I'm Austin Luger.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, in 1980, George and I were looking for someone to play Indiana Jones, having just lost our first choice to a TV series. And all this happened at the same time that George showed me a cut of The Empire Strikes Back. And I remember in the screening in the middle of Empire, I looked over at George and I said, "There's our Indiana Jones, that guy." And George said, "Chewbacca?" And I said, no, not the Wookiee, the clean-shaven guy on the right. And a week later, we met for the first time, and when he put on that fedora and he strung on that whip, he gave shape and attitude and style and vulnerability to Indiana Jones. And for the second collaboration on the sequel, Temple of Doom, I owe Harrison a great personal debt because he approved my choice for the character of Willie Scott, an actress named Kate Capshaw. And thank you, Harrison, because had you not approved her, I cannot imagine what my life would be like today. And I guess, you know, even in the movies, what we see affects us in a way that really shapes our lives by tremendously great forces. And I'd like everybody here to watch one of those forces in motion.